All right, let's just forget about who would win in a fight. That's kind of the boring question, right? Today, we're diving into something way more interesting. What happens when two of the biggest mythologies ever just collide? What if the greatest hero from our world found himself in a galaxy far, far away?
So, let's kick this off with a question that really gets to the heart of it all. This isn't about some new hero or villain showing up on the scene. No, this is about the galaxy encountering a variable that the entire system, we're talking the Jedi, the Sith, the Force itself, has absolutely no way to understand.
And let's get one thing straight right up front. This is not about lightsabers versus heat vision. The real story here, the one that's actually fascinating, isn't about a fight at all. What this is about is what happens when one universe's basic rules of physics, of morality, of power just crash head-on into another's. This is about one man breaking an entire galaxy's operating system, And he does it just by showing up.
Okay, so Section 1, a collision of systems. Superman's arrival. It isn't just a new guy with a cape. He's an anomaly, something the galaxy literally cannot compute.
There's this sci-fi concept called an outside context problem. Basically, it's something so completely alien that a civilization's brain just short-circuits. They have no way to deal with it. And that's Superman. He isn't just a tough opponent. For the Star Wars galaxy, he's a walking, talking, metaphysical impossibility.
Section 2, the Force reacts. So how does the universe itself even register something like this? Well, before a single person lays eyes on him, the very energy that binds the galaxy together knows he's there.
When he arrives, it's not just a little tremor in the Force. It's a shockwave, a wave of pure, undefined pressure. Across the galaxy, anyone who can feel the Force, they feel it. But here's the thing, they can't label it. It's not dark, it's not light, it's just overwhelming. It completely breaks their black and white view of the universe.
And this is the absolute key to everything. Superman doesn't use the Force. He's not some chosen one. He's not a focal point of its power. The Force literally gets out of his way. It flows around him like a river around a massive, unmovable stone. He is completely 100% outside its influence.
So, Section 3, a crisis of understanding. Because he's such an outsider, he creates this huge crisis for the galaxy's big players. But, and this is crucial, they're afraid of him for totally different reasons.
And you can see how different their reactions are. For the Jedi, it's a crisis of knowledge. They're trying to cram him into one of their little boxes. Is he a prophecy? Is he a weapon? What is he? But for the Sith, it's way more simple and way more terrifying. For them, it is a crisis of control.
And this table just lays it all out so perfectly. Look, the Jedi and the Sith, they're two sides of the same coin, right? They both draw from the Force. But Superman, he's running on a yellow sun. He's playing by a totally different set of rules, physically and morally. And that makes their entire playbook, everything they know, completely useless against him.
I mean, just try to put yourself in Palpatine's shoes for a minute. His whole toolkit, temptation, corruption, fear, politics, it's all just gone. How do you tempt a man who wants nothing? How do you corrupt someone who is, for all intents and purposes, a moral absolute? You can't. And so, the most powerful and cunning being in the galaxy does the only thing he can do. He doesn't fight, he hides.
Section 4, Power Redefined. So, if he's not taking on the Emperor, what's he doing? Well, he starts to change the galaxy. Not by conquering it, but with simple, direct actions. And in doing so, he completely redefines what power even means.
See, he doesn't show up to lead some grand rebellion. He just starts helping people. When pirates attack a ship, there's no big, flashy explosion. He just shows up and demonstrates this form of power that is absolute, yeah, but also gentle. It's precise. It's power without any aggression at all. And these little acts of protection, they start a ripple effect, a cascade. He starts unraveling the entire fabric of galactic tyranny. As he frees world after world, all those systems that are built on fear just start to crumble. I mean, why would you be afraid of a tyrant's fleet when you've just seen one guy stop it without even breaking a sweat?
And this, right here, this is the core idea. In a galaxy that has always been about the struggle to dominate, Empire versus Rebellion, Sith versus Jedi, Superman comes in and proves that real strength is about protection, not control. He makes the very idea of galactic conquest, the goal of pretty much every major war, suddenly seem kind of pointless, obsolete.
So let's get to the end game. Section 5, the Force dethroned. Because the consequences of his arrival are permanent. His presence doesn't just end one war, it ends an entire philosophical era for the whole galaxy.
For thousands of years, the entire galaxy has been defined by this tug of war, this struggle for balance between the light and the dark. But Superman's arrival just shifts that whole paradigm. The galaxy enters a new age. It's not about balance anymore. It's about accountability. For the very first time, there's an external check on power itself.
And this new age is only possible for one single reason. The most powerful being the galaxy has ever known has zero interest in ruling it. By just turning down the throne he could so easily take, he breaks the cycle that has defined all of galactic history. This idea that ultimate power has to lead to ultimate control.
And this all leads to one final, earth-shattering, or maybe galaxy-shattering outcome. The Force. The galaxy's god, its magic, the thing that decides destiny. It's been demoted. For the first time ever, it is no longer the supreme authority in the universe.
And that leaves everyone in the galaxy, from the wisest Jedi Master to the grimiest smuggler, with this one final, mind-bending question. What happens to your entire civilization when its core belief, the very foundation of your reality, is proven to be, well, incomplete? What on earth comes next?